Alright, I did the NFC, now it's time for the AFC. The AFC usually is a little more chaotic in my opinion. Let's just get down to business.
Mischief, can you say hello?
Hello.
Good bird. Can you say hi?
Hi.
After a crushing playoff loss against the Chiefs in Baltimore, the Ravens are looking to rebound from their devastating loss. They were so close. They were right there. Oh, boo-hoo, who cares? That was last year. This is a new year now. The Ravens on the defensive side got a little bit weaker. They lost Patrick Queen, Jadeveon Clowney, and Geno Stone. But I still believe this defense is going to hold strong. I like Zachary Orr as our defensive coordinator. Matabuke still there. Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith. The big three, they're all there. The offense actually got a bit better in my opinion. We lost Odell Beckham, but Odell was fine. He was okay. But the real good thing about Baltimore is they got Derrick Henry. Thank God we can finally establish a running game and maybe run the ball against good teams. Yeah. But yeah, the Ravens look to be having another good year this year, and will they get to the Super Bowl? I sure hope so, but who knows. The Browns of Cleveland overachieved last year, in my opinion, boasting an 11-6 record despite a lot of their best players getting injured. And it's kind of hard to argue that Kevin Stefanski didn't deserve it because they were on their 4th-string quarterback, their 3rd-string running back. Myles Garrett was partially hurt halfway through the year, and they managed to get 11 wins. They got their asses destroyed. I mean, they got their asses kicked. It wasn't even close. They faced the Texans and they got their ass kicked. They looked terrible, they were awful. Texans were much better. Texans better team than the Browns. Browns suck. Anyways, but they did pretty good. For what they did, they did pretty good. Now, unfortunately, Nick Chubb is still injured, and he's actually going to miss at least the first 4 games of the season. Get well soon, Nick Chubb, because you're an absolute beast, and as a Ravens fan, I still have a lot of fun watching him play. So get well soon. Deshaun Watson is still the quarterback, and he's still a little bit hurt. He should be ready for week 1, but he still robbed the Browns. The Browns paid him $250 million or something like that. Don't know why, but they did. And he's playing he's not playing very good. And they got Jerry Jeudy for some reason. They paid him a lot of money. Jesus. The Browns are looking to build off their playoff team from last year and make it better and win more this year. Will it happen? I don't know. We gotta find out. Fields and Wilson are battling for the QB, and they still haven't decided it yet. Both QBs looked iffy in preseason, but that was preseason, who cares? Me personally, put Fields in. There's no reason to put Russell Wilson in at this point. Sorry, Russell, but there's no point in putting you in at this point. Just put Fields in. And they might get Brandon Ayuk. Maybe? I don't know what's happening with that situation. Whatever. Let's be honest here. They're going to finish 9-8 again. There's no other option. Their team is, I guess a bit better, but they're going to finish 9-8. They got Patrick Queen from the Ravens, who's pretty good, and they got Roman Wilson in the draft, who I like a lot. So, maybe a playoff team, maybe just missing it. It's going to be the same thing. I'm sorry. Joe Burrow is back, but is he healthy? We shall see. Anyways, this team is looking to finally have a good O-line. They got Trent Brown, and they got Orlando Brown. So hopefully, Joe Burrow is safe and sound in there. And they also got Amarius Mims, who I think is going to be good. So this line has no excuses here. They've got a bunch of guys. There's no excuse to be bad this year. They actually got rid of Joe Mixon for Zach Moss, which I actually like. I don't mind it at all. T. Higgins is still on the team. He didn't get traded, actually. He's going to be playing this year for the team still. They lost Tyler Boyd. Jamar Chase is here. They actually got a tight end in the 4th round that a lot of you may not know. His name is Eric All. And you're wondering, why am I saying this? Well, he's an Iowa tight end. Iowa tight ends as in T.J. Hawkinson, as in Sim Laporta, as in George Kittle. And you're thinking oh yeah, but those guys were top recruits. George Kittle, my man never got over 300 yards receiving in a season as a 6th round pick in Iowa. Eric All with the Bengals, Burrow, I think he's going to be an underrated player this year, so look out for him. Overall, the Bengals stole Geno Stone from us, and yeah, they should be better this year. They were actually pretty solid with Jake Browning. Good luck to you, Bengals. I wish you the worst. Alright, Bills fans, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm going to rip off the Band-Aid, but your Super Bowl window might have just closed. Your team is at its weakest in years, and you already got your best linebacker hurt, Matt Milano. That's not good. Also, Stephon Diggs is gone, and you could say that's a good thing, because maybe he was a locker room cancer. Maybe he was, maybe he wasn't, I don't know. His talent leaving is still a massive blow. But you got Keon Coleman, who I like a lot, so it's not all bad. The team is definitely weaker, and I think they blew the shot. I hope I'm wrong, but it's probably the truth. Good luck to you guys, because you're going to need it. Speaking of teams getting weaker, the Dolphins also got weaker this year. Their whole D-line either signed with a different team or just got injured. But honestly, the offense on this team is just so damn good, it doesn't really matter, especially since it's a offensive-based league. So I expect the Dolphins to be good again this year. Now the question is, can they go far enough? And Tua just got a fat contract, so can Tua take him all the way? And me personally, I'm very skeptical on if he can, because I don't think he's up there with the Mahomes, Allen, Lamar Jackson, Joe Burrow, even CJ Stroud. I don't think he's up there either. Maybe I'm wrong, but they need a playoff win this year, because getting the playoffs and doing nothing ain't going to be enough. Ain't going to be enough, boys. Now, call me crazy, but, like, the Jets legit have, like, the overall best team in the AFC. Like, legit. Look at the roster. Their roster is insane. The only issue is everyone tends to get hurt. It's unfortunate, but, like, the MetLife Stadium fields suck. It's like a turf goblin, you know? It's a turf goblin. It just eats them up, you know? It just eats up players' kneecaps. It just destroys them. So, yeah. I mean, is Aaron Rodgers going to be healthy? He's 39, coming off an Achilles injury. I have my doubts. Is Hassan Reddick playing? I don't know. Maybe. They think he might play. Sure. Just an overall unknown team. Like, who the hell knows what's going to happen to the Jets this year? I expect them to be the same old Jets because I think the football gods just absolutely hate them. Now, the Patriots right now, they got two rookie quarterbacks. They got Joe Milton and Drake May. Obviously, Drake May is going to be the one starting eventually, but, you know, Joe Milton has, like, a crazy, stupid, strong-ass arm that can throw it to the moon. But yeah, you know, they got that, but they're going to start with Brissett so far. Yeah, let's be honest here, this team's going to suck, but, like, you know what, that's fine. Like, you know, Patriots fan, like, 6-year Bulls, you guys are having a lot of shit years, and you might have a few more shit years, but that's fine. Just enjoy the season. Your team's probably going to suck. Who cares? The Texans had great success last year. Rookie CJ Stroud played so good, he had me believing he's already been in the league for 4 years. And with that, he got the Texans 10 wins and a playoff win. And this year, the team has actually gotten better. They added former Bill Stephon Diggs. Will he be a locker room cancer? Maybe, maybe not. Even if he is, the Texans' wide receiver core is just so good that it doesn't really matter. Nico Collins, Tank Dell, Robert Woods, John Mechie, Dalton Schultz. So Diggs will not be passed to as much as he was in Buffalo, but he'll still get a lot of passes to him. And the defense also got better as well. They lost Jonathan Gennard, but they replaced him with Daniel Hunter, which is a big upgrade. And they also got Danico Autry, who is good, but he got suspended 6 games for violating their performance-enhancing drug policy. Did he actually do any roids, or is it just a huge misunderstanding? I don't fucking know. Stop hounding me. I don't fucking know, guys. But overall, very good. Only issue is their matchups are going to be tougher than last year. So, will they be up for the challenge? I mean, probably will. Talk about a team with not much talk around them that got better. The Colts just barely missed the playoffs last year with backup Gardner Minshew. This year they got Anthony Richardson, who's ready to take the next step. The Colts are very underrated in my opinion, and adding wide receiver Adonai Mitchell in the draft is very good. And they also got Laiatu Latu in the draft, who's an absolute beast and should fit nice and dandy in that defensive line. Overall, what's not to like about the Colts? Should be a competitive team in their division. I've never switched up on a franchise faster than the 2023 Jacksonville Jaguars. Back in 2022, they were 3-7, and then somehow finished with 9 wins and had an epic comeback in beating the Chargers in the wildcard round. Then they would go on to lose to the Chiefs. However, the game was close and the Chiefs ended up winning the Super Bowl, so there's no shame there. Then the next year, they start off hot, 8-3, and then finish 9-8, missing the playoffs, losing to Ryan Tannehill in Week 18. And everyone's already switched up on them, including me. It's just crazy how a team can go from winning a playoff game and a young QB's next star to a year later, this team is like gonna be possibly the 4th team in their division, and Trevor Lawrence is not good anymore. It's just crazy how fast the NFL moves. So just be wary, everybody. When you're watching some teams and some players, a year later could flip on a dime. The home state of country music and Will Levis's big Mayo obsession have quite the mysterious team. They're in a stacked division, but their team has quietly gotten better. Calvin Ridley added to the wide receiver core and shut down corner L'Jarius Sneed traded for, which is a big pickup. It all comes down to the new head coach Brian Callahan and the quarterback Will Levis. Will Levis can just play above average. This team could be sneaky good, so watch out for the Titans.
I'm Captain Jack Sparrow.
Coming off a pretty darn good defense from last year, and they added Christian Wilkins. Antonio Pierce must be urgent to get his defense out there and start playing, because they can get touchdowns and sack and fumble. Now, let's go to the offense. The offense is, well, it has some good stuff, like Brock Bowers, the rookie tight end, and Gardner Minshew, Jacoby Myers. Oh god, they're coach, aren't they? New coach, new identity. That's what the Chargers are going for by getting Jim Harbaugh. And he's setting the tone of running the damn ball. He nabbed Joe Alt in the draft and kidnapped Gus Edwards and J.K. Dobbins from his brother John. It appears we're finally going to see Herbert with a sound run game because he also doesn't have anyone to throw to. I mean, he's got Lev McConkey and Josh Plummer's alright. Bolt up, girls. Teams hate rebuilding, but the Broncos were a necessary rebuild. Russell Wilson had to go. He's getting paid too much money. He needed to go. And yes, they swallowed a lot of money, but shit like that has to be done. And they did other necessary things like letting Jerry Jeudy go, and this team will probably suck for a year or two. But Sean Payton is a very good offensive mind, and I think he could do wonders for Bo Nix's career. You never know. Bo Nix, who was the 6th quarterback taken in the draft and the last quarterback taken in the first round, he could be quietly the best quarterback in this draft.
Chicago, acknowledge me.
All right, now the final team, the Kansas City Chiefs. Oh man, you know what? As the great Brandon Perner once said, I hate the Chiefs, but I respect them. Or did he say that about Patrick Mahomes? I mean, it's the same thing. Who the hell cares? But yes, I gotta admit, you gotta respect the Chiefs. And yes, do I think they get some calls their way from referees? Sure. But they're not getting to the Super Bowl and beating teams that are better than them because of petty calls from the refs. This team just has the best quarterback in the league, the best tight end in the league, the best coach in the league, and it's flat out true. And before you start crowning new teams, being a new dynasty, it's hard being a dynasty. And this team has already won 3 Super Bowls in 5 years and has a good-ass chance to win a 3rd in a row. Please, guys. Please, AFC. Don't let them get another one. Please, I'm begging you. All right. That is all the teams. Now to do playoff positions. In first place, I have the Kansas City Chiefs finishing 13-4. In the second seed, I have the Baltimore Ravens finishing 12-5. The third seed is the Indianapolis Colts finishing 11-6. The fourth seed is the Miami Dolphins finishing 10-7. The first wildcard team will be the Houston Texans at 10-7. The second wildcard team will be the Buffalo Bills at 10-7. And the third wildcard team will be the Cincinnati Bengals. So the playoff goes like this: Ravens versus Bengals, Colts versus Bills, and Dolphins versus Texans. All right, rapid fire. Miami, if they're home, I think they can beat the Texans. So Miami wins. Colts, Bills, I think the Colts are going to be a better team. So Colts win. Ravens, Bengals. It doesn't really matter who's home here. And you know what? I'm a Ravens fan. So I'm just going to say it like this. Let's just say the Bengals win because Joe Burrow just wins the playoffs or fucking whatever. Who the hell cares? Then the second round will be Bengals, Chiefs, and Colts, Dolphins. And I think the Chiefs will beat the Bengals because Patrick Mahomes has at least gone to the championship game every year. And then I'll say the Dolphins will beat the Colts. And then the championship game is Chiefs versus Dolphins. And the Dolphins get very far in my predictions, but let's be honest here. Tua in the cold, it's not ending well. The Chiefs demolish them and head to their Super Bowl again. Now my Super Bowl matchup is the Packers versus the Chiefs. Who will win? Who's going to take it home? And in my opinion, if this matchup plays out, I feel very confident the Packers will take it here. For a few reasons. For one, they're not the San Francisco 49ers. And for two, I feel like the NFL gods just love the Packers. Like, they have had great success in the eyes of the football gods, so I feel like they would reward them by denying the Chiefs of a 3rd ring in a row. But yes, that is my NFC and AFC predictions for each team and the playoff predictions. So, hope you enjoyed it. Please leave a like and subscribe, and get ready for the NFL season because it's 1 week away from Ravens Chiefs. Have fun, y'all.